Let me start by giving some commendation. I'm really pleased to know that in our second panel, Mr. Chairman, Mr. Brandon Judd, who is the President of the National Border Patrol Council, is with us and will be talking with us shortly. One of the things that all too many Americans do not appreciate is the work that our men and women of the Border Patrol and the Customs agents do every single day to protect their communities and to protect the country. Our Border Patrol agents in particular work in very harsh terrain, some of the terrain that we are talking about here today. Around every canyon is the potential of a smuggler, heavily armed, ready to do battle. And the men and women of the Border Patrol are courageous in doing their job every single day without regard to their own safety in many cases. Unfortunately, right now, many of them have been pulled off this frontline duty. They are working as child care providers in Texas and in Arizona. They are not on the line supporting the mission, carrying out the mission of border security. They are changing diapers and chasing kids around and bringing in their own toys and books to take care of these children. That has to be addressed. And it can't be that we isolate that issue from what we are talking about here today. In today's hearing, we have an opportunity to discuss the relationship between national monument designations that include land on or near the border and the impact it might have on border security. On May 21st, 2014, the President, as the Chairman said, designated the Oregon Mountains Desert Peaks as a national monument. And this proclamation includes, as you can see from the map, nearly 500,000 acres of Federal land in New Mexico. It's important, I think we would all agree, that we preserve our nation's lands in a responsible manner and that we're good stewards of the natural, God-given resources and lands that we have, particularly in the areas that I represent and that Congressman Pierce represent, the Southwest, which has a long history of Native peoples who have lived there. And Arizona in particular has a proud legacy of protecting and conserving our natural resources for current and future generations. It's both vital to our local economy and to our environment and to our history. And it is also critically important, absolutely critical, that we protect our borders. The district I represent makes up 83 miles of the border with Mexico. I'm one of only 9 members of Congress who represent a district bordering Mexico. And it's my job to ensure that the people who live and work along the border feel safe and secure in their homes and on their land. Unfortunately, compared to other sectors, the Tucson sector has a reported apprehension rate of 28% of people and 49% seizure rate of drugs. And these are some of the highest levels in the entire country. The system, as it stands, is just not working. So when I go to border communities that I represent and talk to ranchers and farmers and business owners and other people who live and work along the border, I hear the very real concerns that they have about feeling safe and secure in their homes. Many ranchers have told me that they won't go to town without taking their children with them because they are concerned about their safety at home. So we must do more to secure our borders, including developing measurements for how the border security is progressing. We must provide our agents with the tools they need, with a pay system that makes sense, and to ensure that they have the resources they need to effectively do their job. I want to make sure that as we think about and talk about a national monument, we think about the agents and what they have to do and the security of our nation. And I look forward, Mr. Chairman, to hearing from our witnesses about the Oregon Mountains Desert Peaks National Monument and to get the facts about the monument, its rationale for creation or establishment, and how it affects or may affect border security. Thank you, Mr. Chairman. I yield back.